Hello and welcome to Market Pulse. I'm Piyush Jain, and it's looking a very interesting market right now. At present, Nifty and Bank Nifty, they both are holding out gains, and also Bank Nifty also that is also basically holding out gains. So it's so far it's looking very stable here. Now let's move on from markets to something in the tea here. The tea board recently released data which shows that India is on track to post another record production this year, despite the disruption in Darjeeling. In fact, the country is expected to see a 6% increase in output compared to 2016. For more on the prospects for the Indian tea industry, Parimal Shah, Vice President at MK Jugai Agri Plantations Limited, joins us on the show. Parimal, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Now, at present, what's your own assessment regarding the crop outlook, regarding the pricing? Because over the last 12 to 18 months, we have seen some sort of disruptions. Then there was some sort of strikes, and monsoons were not that sort of favorable. So there has been some sort of disruption in the eastern part and primarily in the Bengal area. So how you're seeing now in the crop outlook and also how the pricing is playing out?
Well, yes, you have put it very correctly there that we've had a rather disruptive year, especially with Darjeeling. To give some perspective to these figures, the Indian tea industry as a whole is 1,300 million kilograms, close to 1,300 million kilograms. This is what we produce as an industry. We have been seeing some good increase in our production figures in the recent past, and I personally feel that the industry has shown a lot of resilience this year because given the fact that Darjeeling we have lost close to 80% of the Darjeeling crop on account of the Gorkha and stir. We are still showing a 6% increase in the production figures. Not only that, we are also ahead in the export figures, which is very commendable. Although I must state that
how is that happening? If there was a stare, there was some sort of crop loss.
Yeah.
But then again, as you are pointing out, the figures are saying North Indian output is up 5%, South Indian output is up 9%,
yeah,
and tea production overall is up 6%. So is it like a better yields, or how basically it's panning out?
See, what is happening is tea since the past few years has always been taken as a commodity, and most of the tea farmers now are going towards a very quantity oriented prune. Every year before the start of the industry, the farmers are pruning the tea bushes, and this prune decides what is going to be the output for the next year. So when we go for a quantity oriented prune, we sacrifice the quality. We get the numbers, but we don't get the quality. And this year, because the demand in the tea industry is going up, so of course we have to have some commensuration in the supply. So we are producing more teas, but the quality is of a very low profile. This is something which is evident, which is there for all to see. Even in the exports, we see that though we are getting the figures, and we're getting some increase in the overall rupee value. For example, the average exports now is between 205 to 215 rupees a kilogram. But still, if you were to put perspective in these figures, the total export of Indian tea is now close to around 4,500 crores. This is what we export. It is close to 235 million kilograms. But if we were to see our percentage in the global tea market is now close to $49 billion. And being the second largest tea producer in the world, we are having less than 10% stake in this. This is one of the main reasons why only quantity does not cut the slice.
But do you believe that if lower quantity basically is getting more produced, and I'm just please correct me if I'm wrong, does that mean that value addition basically is still not happening?
Yeah.
Because as you were saying, the farmers are there pruning bushes. It's actually bad news for higher premium tea and also higher margins exports.
When we talk about tea as an industry, right, we need to understand whether we are talking about the back end, which is the farmers, or the front end, which are the branch. Now, if we talk about the industry as a whole, the retail segment in India still, it treats tea as a commodity, whereas abroad, when we see, it is known as a lifestyle product. So if you were to see, as I said, the figures, they speak for themselves. We are 24% of the world tea production. The world produces 5.5 million kilograms of teas, and India is 1,300 million kilograms of tea. Now, we are from 5,500, we are 24%. But if we have a share of only 10% in this entire pie, I mean, that means
a huge value gap here.
That shows a huge value gap. It means that we have still not been able to leverage tea. You know, we're not able to unlock the value of tea. It is coming now in a big way. We have a lot of startups which are giving that respect to tea, you know, as a beverage and a lifestyle product. But it's still yet to come. So while we may have some good figures, but if we talk about sustainability in the tea industry, we all need to get very quality conscious.
So how do you see, right? Now we have two views here. One is the future looks quite bright in terms of supply chain going basically to the next level. So which means more value enhancements, sort of more margin increase for the entire tea industry. But if you're talking about this year also, how do you see the price scenario panning out? Because if I just remember, last year again we were talking about some sort of reduction in the high tea segment, and because of that the price actually in the Europe they shot up for the Indian tea category. So how you're seeing right now for the tea prices?
See, when we talk about tea prices, we are now talking about the farms and the tea plantations. We are talking about bulk sales essentially. So here we must note that since 2015 we have seen a 45% increase in the labor wages component. Wages comprise of close to 50 to 55% of the cost of production of any tea farmer or a plantation owner, whether it's a big grower or a small grower. When we see this kind of a massive spike in a span of close to 2 or 2.5 years, this is not sustainable because you know, the tea market globally is not increasing by, let's say, 40%. If we have seen a year-on-year increase of close to 20% in costs, the commensurate returns, whether it be from auctions or whether it be from the export markets, is hardly 3 to 4%.
But Dasra, do you mean to say that if the costs are going up, the prices, they have to go up, or you think the prices cannot go up, which is bad news for the industry?
Of course it is. I mean, if you have the costs going up, if you can't have a balance with the prices going up, how do you make a balance sheet? It is not going to happen. You're going to end up with a net loss, and that is now what we are seeing is a lot of small growers, they're not able to meet costs. Even some big houses, they're struggling, and it's only the very small concentration of quality players who are invested exclusively in making high quality premium teas, who are investing in their infrastructure, who are making good quality prunes, who are investing in the factories. They are the guys who are able to keep the heads above the water.
Well, it sounds very interesting, but I think we are very short of time. But I think I have 3 takeaways which I think viewers would have liked a lot. One is you're saying the industry outlook is quite bright because there is a lot of scope for value enhancement.
Yes.
Number 2, right now costs have increased a lot, so perhaps the margins at present are under pressure.
Absolutely.
Prices, I think, is what actually everybody wants the prices to go up so that the margins basically get compensated. But so far I think the production outlook is looking good because north-south the production has increased a lot. Thanks a lot, Parimal, for all the insights for the tea industry and how the production volumes are looking right now. Moving on from